All right, guys, in this video, we are going to talk about creating a lead form campaign, all right, and also how to set up a lead from scratch. So we are going to go through the entire process of creating a campaign for lead forms. So step one, you obviously want to be in your business manager. This is my business manager. And then you want to be in the right ad account, right? You would go hit create. Once you do create, there are a lot of campaign objectives, and we are only talking about leads, right? So we are going to select leads, and within leads, we are going to talk about lead forms, like instant forms, okay? So create leads and scroll down. Let me bring this up. Okay. Let me know this so that it's out of the way. All right, so we're gonna do leads, instant forms, continue, okay? Now there are two options, tailored lead campaigns, which is just Facebook's way of trying to make it easier, but I like the manual setup because Facebook will select certain things that we don't like. And although it says streamline best practices, we still do the manual setup. That way we control what we are doing, okay? Hit continue. Now, step one is to name a campaign. I always like to put the client's name. We are doing the gym, so we'll just put gym. And I always like to put in what is the offer. So if it's like 21 days or $1 offer, that's what I would put in. And I like to put in the date too. So if you're starting the campaign today, I would just put 7/11, or 24 and move on, right? So pretty much this. Uh, what you need to always think about is if you're running a campaign for a realtor, a mortgage broker, anything to do with housing, uh, credit card, anything related to credit, which in our case, if it's mainly realtors or mortgage brokers, then you want to make sure that you say, yes, my ad promotes one of the following. And again, in our case, it's always going to be mortgage or realtor campaigns. We do this, but we are setting up a gym campaign, so we don't need to do this, but something to be aware of that if you are doing that, make sure you announce that and mark that, otherwise your ads are not going to go through, okay? They're gonna get rejected. So at the campaign level, we're just gonna keep this simple. We're gonna continue. We don't need to do anything else. And we just hit next, okay? At the ad set level, we like to put in the city name, and I like to put in like the radius, or if I have if I'm putting any other targeting, we put in all of those things. So I would put in 50-mile radius, and I just like to say uh, gym specific, right? So it's specific to the gym. We would scroll down and here choose the conversion, right? So it's default to instant form. That's what we want. We don't want the website or any of the other ones. Right now, we are just doing instant forms. So we would make sure that's selected. Select the page. We're just gonna select next level. That's my client. And if you are doing the Facebook form for the first time, this will show up, like there'll be a pop-up, you read through it and you just accept it. Those are terms and conditions, but right here it says you have accepted because we have already created a lead form. But if you're doing it for the first time, just know that there's a pop-up, accept it, move on. You keep scrolling down, you're gonna look at the daily budget. For each campaign, if you go to the training, each campaign has a suggested ad spend, right? So make sure you review that and know that we are gonna leave this at $20, but each campaign will have a suggestion that you need to follow, so make sure you're doing that. Leave everything else as is, okay? Location is where you would edit. In my case, the client is in Dallas, so I'm just gonna search for Dallas. And I'm gonna do 50 miles because they can go wider. So I'm just gonna do 50 miles. And we leave it at that, okay? Now, the Advantage Plus is another way for Facebook to make life easier for you. You can leave it that. I like to switch to original, even though there's a warning that it will reduce it. You know, that's perfectly fine. I want to be in control of what I'm doing, so I normally do that. And in this case, Facebook would have shown it to everyone. I don't want to go so for gym, I want people at least to be 21, and I don't want them to be super duper old, so I'll put it at 60, okay? And again, I'm just putting this in right now. This is not the final recommendation for the gym. You have to view the video right here in the LMV campaign funnels. And if you're looking at the gym or any of the other ones, that's the ones that you will see and choose that. I'm just showing you this just as an example. So don't take this as the training for the gym. It's just a training for you to set up a lead form, okay? And if you again are targeting specific, let's say you want to target folks, you can target them here. You know, you can target people who are interested in UFC or World Gym or anything else, but you continue, you would make those changes there. Placements, again, I like to do, you know, I'm only gonna do manual placements. I don't like the Advantage Plus placements. And this is where you're telling Facebook where the ads are going to be shown. I only like to put it in Facebook feed and profile feed. And if you're running Instagram, I would do those too, but everything else gets unchecked. Okay. And then you're going to go to the next level, which is at the ad level, right? At the ad level, you can again name it A or whatever, but I normally put A, and if I'm putting an image, I would just put A image or A video, however you want to name it. I would just suggest you put ABC or 123, whatever's easier for you. Partnership ad is always off. You don't need to do anything there. You continue. And in this case, just an example, this client doesn't have an Instagram attached, but we can still use the Facebook page on Instagram to run ads. So you don't have to do anything else. If their account is connected, then the Instagram page would show up here, okay? And it gives me the option, but obviously I don't have access to their Instagram, or I don't think they even have Instagram. But either ways, just leave it at this, continue. Add creator, right? Add media. So we would just add image. And I'm just gonna use one of the first session on us. I hit next. And here it will show you how the images are. You just continue and say next, okay? And done. Again, see, it seems like I missed stories and reels. So I want to make sure I edit the group. I don't want stories and reels. I might have missed that. So just know that feeds is what you want to see. I might have missed unchecking that at the ad set level. So I'm just going to let it be, but this is how it would look. Primary text, what do you write? again, go back to the campaign. If you're doing one of the LMV campaigns, they give you the actual copy, right? What the copy should be for that ad. Just copy and paste. And there are 30 niches in there, so you should be able to do that. I have them up and ready here, so I'm just gonna copy it. And then I'm gonna head back here, and my primary text is exactly what's shown in the training. And then and then it gives you variations. I don't like to do any of the variations. I like to have the winning copy already, so I don't need to do anything else. I would scroll down, and again, what is the headline? Shows you right here what the headline is. So you would just go ahead and copy and paste that headline. Okay. Call to action is, again, let's review. Call to action is sign up. So we will leave this as sign up. There's a whole bunch of others, get offer, but in this case, sign up makes sense. So leave the call to action as sign up, okay? And now we are going to go create a form. So destination, remember we said it's going to be instant form. So we need to create a form. And just so everyone knows, once you create a form, there is no way to edit the form ever, okay? So if you make a mistake or if you want to make changes, the only way to edit the form is for you to duplicate that form and then make the change. But it's not a big deal. Just when you're doing it, just know that there is no way to, once you publish it, there's no way to edit that form. So the form name, I normally like to, put the offer. So if it's the $1 offer, I like to put that so that I know what that form is doing. And that's usually the $1 offer or whatever the offer is, right? I like to name that. And there's options, more volume, higher intent, rich creative. I always go for more volume because that's pretty much what we want to do. Get more volume first, and then we can go to higher intent if this doesn't work out. But start off with more volume, okay? And then you're gonna scroll to add a greeting. This is how you would create a form, right? So for background image, I'll just let it be. It's whatever the image you choose, or normally it's whatever image is in the ad is what's going to be the background image. So I don't mess with that. Enter a short headline. In this case, again, we want to make sure that they know that they're getting a $1 for 21 days. And here we are just going to make sure that for the greeting, we are saying, reiterate the offer, because if they're clicking on it and they haven't seen it, or they see something, just write something, get 21 days of CrossFit training for $1 only. So just put that again. Just get 21 days for only $1. So we want to make sure that they see the offer one more time before they go on and hit continue, so that we are not getting people to question and say, oh, I didn't know what I filled in, right? Now, questions. Most of the times, I always want to put a qualifying questions, and you can customize the question. You can ask as many questions as you want. My goal is always to be, asking at least 2 qualifying questions before we ask for their name, phone number, email. And the way I do it, way to add a question is you would go to questions and then you say add a question, and it could be a short answer, multiple choice, any of these two, right? I like I like to do at least one short answer and one multiple choice. So I'll give you an example. So hit multiple choice, and we can say, how often do you exercise? Okay. And then we scroll down and it tells you the answers. Every day, a week. And then if you want more, you just keep going, never, okay? So when this, and on the right hand side, you can see the progress on how you're doing. So if they scroll past, then they're going to see, the first question they're going to see is, how often do you exercise? All right. And then if you want to add another question, and let's say we want to put a short answer, we can say, please share your goals. And in this way, if someone they have to type in something before they can go to the next question, right? So those are the two questions. I suggest you always ask one or two qualifying questions for everyone, as that way you are getting more qualified leads. And then we will have them fill out their name, phone number, and email. So email and phone number is always automatically configured. I always like to put the name first and then email, and then you can also have other categories. In this case, we will have phone number, but also now you can have all of these things pre-filled. If the client or the person on Facebook, the user, has put in any of these things, we can get those pre-filled, or they can fill it out themselves if we are asking for them, right? So the ones that are contact field, demographic questions. So sometimes if you need to get their date of birth or gender, you can ask those and it will pre-fill it. But for our purposes, we are just going to go and also get a phone number. So we're gonna get their name, phone, email, and phone number, okay? And on here, we want to make sure it says, let people know how the information will be used. So I always say, we will contact you using the information below. Okay. You go to the privacy policy. This is where you would link if the client should have a privacy policy on their website, right? And you basically just grab that information, copy that link, and paste it here. If they don't have a privacy policy, just Google free privacy policy generator. And there's a bunch of free ones that you can literally generate a policy for someone and put it in there, okay? And then the link test would be privacy policy so that folks know what's gonna happen. And then you would go to the message for the client, right? And in this case, hey, you can visit our website or exit the form. Uh, you know, you can send them to whatever the website is. You can send them to a phone call. Normally, I like to send them to a Calendly link. So what if they have a Calendly link, then that's whatever that link is, that's what I would put in here, right? Now, if you want to deliver a PDF, you can do that. You can also have them call the business. You can do a bunch of stuff here as a thank you screen, right? That's up to you, depending on each campaign and each client. Yes, for some, it would make sense for them to be directed to a calendar, okay? For some, if you're delivering a PDF, then you can just say view file, and you see how things change here. You basically hit download and you can add media, and you basically upload whatever document, right? So let's do this. And now this document will be delivered to folks once they hit download. If you want them to call the business, then you just put in a number, right? And it says call now. And you can change this call for your free offer, something like that, if you guys want to do it. Again, this will all depend on what campaign you're running and how you're doing it. But in this case, we're just going to do, add a link, go to website, and I'm just putting google.com. Okay. And once you do that, you will have, once you hit create form, the form will be created. Let's see what happened. One error. Description is required at the thank you page. Okay, so description is normally it's set up already, right? So in this case, we would just say click below to schedule your and then you would just hit create form. And now, as you can see, the form is the $1 offer, okay? All right, so that offer is there. This is the form. This is how the ad looks like. And this is what the form looks like. So if you want to just see how it looks, this is what the form would look like. This is the next screen where we collect their information. Privacy policy. Once they hit submit, they are shown to a thank you screen. And again, in this case, it's an appointment call, whatever you select, you'll see that. And pretty much that's all you do. And then you hit publish. And once you hit publish, it will publish all of those things, and it will go into a mode where it's pretty much submitted, and you just have to wait for the campaign to go live. So you'll get a notification, and it should, once we get out of it, here it will say processing, right? So that's how you set up a campaign of lead form campaign, and also how you set up an actual lead form in the campaign. On the next video, we will go about connecting the lead form to Agency Toolbox or Go High Level, right? And we will go over how the client gets notification, how we use that form that we just created to be a trigger to do all sorts of other things. So that will be in the next video. See you there.